obviously the kids are off on holidays and do. I'll just give you a quick walk round now. As you see, I'm cutting the grass because it's got long. I've been down there pulling the odd weeds. As you see, a lot of dandelions up again. Lettuces are coming on great. I've now got these at home because it makes just more sense, because you can pick them as and when. If not, I have to pick the whole plant really. So cabbages are coming on okay. Broccoli's not too bad. I got rid of the peas, which I'll show you in a minute. The broad beans are here. I'm leaving these to go to brownness so I can then pick them for harvesting for the crops next year. Brussels sprouts are not too bad. Lots of cabbage butterflies on that, so I'm going to have to get in there and squish them. A lot on there. I'm going to have to muller all them. Leeks are okay. They're growing. Spring onions, that one's shot on like anything. The other ones aren't so big. I'm still waiting to get the seeds out of these. They're not gone to seed yet properly. I've got my two little helpers down here digging up the potatoes. There's Scooter Deacon there in the background. So they're getting the potatoes up. Use this thingy then. Yeah. Right, they're in the shed. So there we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to crack on and get some more cutting of the grass, and then getting all them caterpillars off of them before they kill them all and muller it. Hopefully I'll add another film to this afterwards. That I grew this year. I picked them and I've let them sort of dry out. You can see the amount of sort of harvest, so we'll see what happens next year, because I want a nice amount next year. So there's them. So that's my peas. There's some broad beans that I've got. Some are still green, some are brown. So we'll just see how we go with them. Just been down, done some watering. Quickly to show you what else I've done. This is about what, a week since the video of front where we picked the potatoes. They're my broccoli, as you see there. We've got a head there on one of them. The others, nothing so much. There's one of my cabbages. I think they're cabbages as well. Been mullered a little bit by some stuff. There's the broad beans, what I picked. There's the odd one or two on there. I might pick them out later. There's the sprouts. Sprouts are growing, as you see on that one at the back there. Look. So I've snapped the leaves off. There's another good one there. Just to see what happens, because I've seen on a couple of videos you snap the leaves off when they start sprouting, from like 5 leaves down from the top. If they're as tall as they're going to go, they're not going to get too many off there, but hey, there we go. There's the leaves in the background there where I've just left them there. There's my other cabbage. There's been a lot of caterpillars, which there wasn't earlier, but recently there's been a lot more, so the netting obviously isn't stopping enough from getting through. Probably the amount of caterpillars that was on there, there's probably only, I don't know, 2 or 3 butterflies that got through and laid, but we'll have to see what the penny bank holds next year. There's the potatoes that are not there now because they got dug up. There's one of the patches that's growing through still, but that'll make it easier. Still waiting for these to go to seed. They have not gone yet. That's still squishy. There's my leeks. Something's happened to my spring onions. I had more than this, I'm sure I did. 1 or 2's grown nicely. That. And the leeks are growing quite nice. So, but next year will be the year where we see more veg in larger quantities. Butterfly now going by. So, okay. Right, this is the third part. Because I've got 2 other parts that I did earlier. So this is going to be the third part together. I haven't been down there for about 7-8 days because I've had the kids and then gone back to work, and weather's been a bit crappy. Come back, this was heaped over a sting on it, so I've just like quickly hacked all them down just to make it look a bit tidier. Some rubbish there. I've got another 2 bays there and another one there covered over. I've just covered them over with black sheeting. I'll stand back here so you can see. Obviously there's another bay there and another bay there I've got to do yet still. But yeah, so that's another 3 that will be covered over. Hopefully the weeds will then go underneath there in the grass, and that will then give me time to then dig it over sort of in the winter times in the next couple of 2-3 months. I'm going to peg them down a bit better because there's some gaps. I don't want the wind getting underneath. As you see on top of these one and that one over there, I've done a bit of weeding because it was just certain places it was mad. The potato bay there, you can see that's not bad. That's gone like 2 weeks and it's hardly got anything on it yet. Over there, which I'll show you, was just covered. It was just as bad as that in 2 weeks. So that's done good. I ain't got too much weed on it, so that's good. Yeah, so all that's just stuff I've picked and slung on there to die, hopefully. Spring onions. Many here. I'm sure I've planted more. I've got one there, one there, one there, a little ditty one there, and then there's this nice big one there. That one's growing lovely. Still waiting for the seeds off of these. Probably should prop them up with a thing, but a cane, but they're not sort of seeds yet. There's my leeks. They're coming on nicely. You know what I mean? That one's about thickness, a bit thicker than your thumb. So they're coming on nicely. Yes, there is some weeds there that need weeding, but that'll probably get done. I'll probably come up through the week. Here's a cabbage. I've probably gone through this on the other videos, but that's about, as you see, a hand size. So that ain't gonna be a very big one. The sprouts, as you see, they got the old sprouts sprouting on them. Like I said before, I took the leaves off, so then the goodness goes to the sprouts. Some of them I have not, but there we go. Show you the other cabbage over here. That's quite a nice ball of a cabbage. It seems like I've got rid of most of the caterpillars. There ain't much more damage compared to what it was like on the other videos. So hopefully, bollocks on it, I've got rid of 90% of them. This is where the broad beans were. It looks like I've got, oh, look at that, raspberry. So I'm going to have to do something about that. Cropping up. Yep, look, there's a broad bean. I'll take them. And there you go, look. A couple of seeds. You know what I mean? That'll do for next year. Now my broccoli. This had a nice little head on it, and now it's gone. And there's a caterpillar on there. Look, you can see that caterpillar. Well, if it focuses. Focus, focus. But there we go. Yeah, that's got weedy in there. So that's something else I'm gonna have to weed. So there's a little head on there. So now, do I pick that, or do I leave it and let it go to seed? Or, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a bit more reading up on that sort of stuff. Cabbages. Look at these. Now look at these beauties. Can you ever get excited about cabbages? Not even been touched. Look. Lovely, lovely, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so this bay's got to be done. You can see where, because on the other videos that had the brother-in-law had started to dig over some, and we have movement, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at him, he's a biggie. Let's see. Here we have either a toad or a frog. There he is hopping. This is a David Attenborough show. There he goes into the wild to eat some food. While he is in there, he may be picked upon by birds and other creatures. But that is the nature. Okay, that's enough of David Attenborough. Right, let's get back. Yes, so more extra bays. Hopefully that'll kill them off, make it easier for me to dig them over. I'll probably, what we now, September, I'll give them till probably October, see what the weather's like, and then I'll come down and dig them over, then cover them over again. Carpet is probably the best, unless you get the proper sheeting. Carpet is probably better because it's heavy when it gets wet. It lets the dampness get through, but it still blocks the light. But we've got to work with what you got to work with. So thanks, brother-in-law, for getting me them. I've got to ask you again to get some more because I need some down this area. Right, this, as you see here, I had to weed. It was covered in weeds, so I dug it over. Rhubarb is obviously died back. It is there, but next year we'll see. Pond, yeah, as you see, the weeds and grass have been growing through it because it's see-through. It lets the light through. So when I get some more black plastic, I'll redo that. Make it black plastic. My gutters there ready for the peas for next year. There's my water butts. Raspberry plant, which the caterpillar has been chomping on the old leaves. Got the old bee box still. We'll see what happens next year on that. Fingers crossed. The gentleman over in this corner here, he's given up. He's a nice bloke. He's given up. What I'll do is I'll take a little gander around so you can see other people's sort of plots, and then you can see sort of what's being sort of done into the shed. I go. It's a bit cluttery and dirty at the minute. My cheat sheets have all gone crappy. But there we go, that's my rubbish box. You can see there the broad beans. You can see they're not the best some of them. Some are a brownie. These ones well, I did leave because they didn't seem very good, but a lot of them have all been done. You know what I mean? Sorry about the camera then. These are my peas. They seem like they should be okay. They're all gone wrinkly. Now, my broad beans. These are my broad beans here, look. They're not brilliant. This isn't too bad. You know what I mean? It's gone. They are wrinkly and it's getting hard, where these ones are quite, not, well, they're softish. So I'm guessing after a bit of time and a bit of air and then drying, they should be okay. Hopefully. I will check out with my father. He's my little guru. So I'll find out from him. He'll be able to say yay, nay. Yeah, so this is basically a normal garden shed, or an allotment shed, should we say. You got your boots there, you got your wheelbarrow, you got that. That's £3 stuff, and I got that ready for next year. Got your chicken poop, got some compost, got a couple of canes. I've got to get more canes. Got my curtain to put up over my window. A lovely big window, big window. You got your pots, you got some gloves, you got more pots, lots more pots. You got bog roll just in case you get caught short. A hat. You have got a padlock just in case. You know what I mean? Paperwork. That's just a junk pile. Here we got string. You always need string. You know what I mean? You're never going to get away with not needing string. This is a seed planter. You put your seeds in this, and then you push the button down, and that lets them out. We'll see how good that is next year. Marker pens. Obviously, got to have marker pens. Baggies. You put your seeds in your baggies. Put them out of the way. You know what I mean? Going down. Gas burner. Your kettle. Got to have that. Winter's coming, lads. Come on. Pull your finger out. Get your kettle. Get your camping gas. Get your milk and sugar. Nothing for next year. Hey, we've got more peas. What? Got more peas. Hey, we've got more peas. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got more peas. So next year, there's going to be loads of peas. And I'm actually going to eat some. This is the thing. I do all this gardening, which I've done at home and everything else. And I don't hardly eat anything. But, shock, I have been eating lettuce. More crap there. Netting. Hose pipe. Propagator. Bits of tools. Some netting. So that's about it really. This is a normal shed. A sieve there. Gotta have a sieve. Plastic, watering can. Bin bag. Knee pad. So it's just basics really what you need. You don't want to leave nothing brilliant down here, just in case it gets broken into. Lavender's still there, compost is there, it's gone down a fair bit. Look, need to do a bit of turning on that. But yeah, I've got mole there somewhere. Wood's looking a bit decrepit, but there we go. Right, so let's take you a little wander. Right, it's a nice, very well kept bit there, a bit weedy, but it's still very tidy around the edges. Your sweet corn's coming on nicely. Got this one here, like loads of raspberries, overgrown. This is my next door neighbour, lovely lady. She's been up today doing picking and that. She's hurt herself, so she's going to be doing too much. This one, I don't know if you remember this one was overgrown. I spoke to the council and said, look, all the weeds are gone to seeds. That's blowing over onto everyone else's land. Everyone else is getting weeds and stuff. Plus, it doesn't look good if someone comes down and thinks, oh, I want allotment. And they come down and see it all overgrown like that. They're going to like, yeah, that's a lot of work. I don't want to be doing that. So, this is that. No, it's actually cut down. It looks quite nice, actually. And weed-wise, It's not that bad. It's more grass. It's better than what mine was. I ain't got a clue what they are growing there. They are massive. I don't know, I think they're done as a barrier for the one in the corner. This one here, a couple of lads come down here and do this one. I think that's just more of a hangout place for them two, all three lads. This one's a very well organised one. Chickens and that in the background, even got a little play area for kids. This one's alright, it's well looked after, you know what I mean? Some are maintained nicely, but then some people just don't get the time sometimes to come down, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You've only got to leave it. You leave it 2 weeks, 2 weeks tops. Especially when there's rain and that. You know what I mean? Your weeds come back with a vengeance. Oh look, I remember that. Oh. As you see, he dug the potatoes up. I think that was the last probably time he came up. Possibly. This is overgrown. This is the young lad that took over just like a couple of weeks after I did, or a month after I did. That was all sprayed. I don't know if you remember the first one. That was all sprayed and dead. And he come down, he'd done a load of work. And as you see, it's nature takes no, you know what I mean, doesn't take any civilians or whatever it's called. It hits back, and it hits back nasty. So I don't know what's going on. There was some canes and that there in the background before. They're all gone. So I don't know if he's going to carry on, or if he'll give this up. I don't know. I would have thought he would. This one's nearly empty. This one's got loads of rhubarb. Look at that rhubarb. Mine needs to come down here and have a look and say, look, rhubarb, look, this is how you're meant to grow. I'm rambling on really bad now, aren't I? Most of them down this end's got chickens and fruit bushes. But yeah, they're all tidy. They all keep it tidy. This one's obviously not being used so much. That's the thing with some allotments. Not all, but as you get older, you can't do as much. I'm not going to go down there because there's a gentleman down there working. So yeah, but there we go. Right. So there we go. It's slowly getting there. I probably need to pull my finger out a bit more now and get the other bays dug ready, because you know what I mean, you blink and it's then January. November's coming. I need to get my broad beans in soon. So which the broad beans would need to be in that bay. Whoop, man's up there. That bay, that's where the broad beans need to be. They haven't got to be, you know what I mean. I was just moving everything along. Everything move over 2 spots. But I've got a plan anyway, so what I drew out, which I think them 2 was probably going to be left, but it all depends on the netting. You see, if I can't get any more canes than that, even though he has been selling them, but the netting hasn't. It's done a bit of a job, but it's not kept them fully off, the butterflies that is. But yeah, basically you're going to have broad beans, sprouts, cabbage and broccoli will probably share a bay, lettuce, onions, carrots, spring onions will probably share again. There'll be probably two bays of potatoes. There'll be some sweet corn. Not a lot, and there'll only be probably like 4 plants of sweet corn. Yeah, we'll just see what goes on. We'll see. But there we go. There's my clock. That's stopped. I did that, you see, obviously, because it's 16A. That's what plant pot I am. Plant pot. Do you like my little? You know what I mean? That took a little bit of work, and that did. And then you got a little bumblebee on the second hand that go round like that. See? And that'd be good and fun to watch when you're sitting there smoking your pipe and sitting on your chair, rocking back and forth in the lovely sun. Oh well, there we go. Right, now, serious. I've got a follower that watches, and she hassles my mum constantly. Has there been more uploads? Has there been more uploads? Well, yes, this is a new upload, and you are now watching it. Most probably, 100%. So a big shout out to one of my biggest fans, Keely Padgett. But you're always a wag, you know what I mean? Hope you enjoy, keep watching. Thanks for